Hello, 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 hello. Hi, my friends. How are you? It is me, Mel. Happy Monday, March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. Oh, whether or not you are feeling the luck of the Irish or just gratitude for some relatively nice weather, it is a wonderful day to hashtag live enlightened and spiritual as fuck. And that's why I am here, your friend Mel, to help you do that with live psychic readings. So, as per usual, please put your questions in the chat box and I will do my level best to answer them. And I apologize for not being live last week. A girl needed some rest. I mean, so many things have been happening. There have been lunar eclipses, there have been heat waves, there have been cold, rain, storms. So many things are happening in the universe, in the ether, and in our world, in our society, ranging from the nation globally. There's so much happening, and every now and then you need to take a break. And that's what I did. So, for those of you who have also been honoring yourself and your energy levels and taking breaks, I give you some applause, right? Because if we're no good to ourselves, we're no good to anybody else. That is the truth. So, just a little bit of housekeeping. Who the hell am I? Well, I'm Mel, enlightened spirit. I am a spiritual slash psychic medium and coach. And I make a soul to soul connection with you. And I give you tips, tricks, strategies, as well as insight and guidance from my oracle cards, which we will use later today, and channeled messages I receive from spirit. And so you can have readings with me in a multitude of ways, right? So you can check me out on Purple Ocean. You can also connect with me through my website, and there's a scan code up there. And it is a link tree, so you can check me out there. You can send me a DM. You can send me an email. You can call me. My phone number is readily available. And you can also meet me at the Awaken Center at the Plymouth Meeting Mall. I'm often there on Thursdays and one day during the weekend, and I can provide readings there. So if you have been dying to have a reading with me, have no fear. It's super easy to do. Just shoot me a message and we can make that happen. So, with that, I also wanted to let you know about my blog, Enlightened with Mel on Substack. And so this platform allows me to do a podcast, allows me to do some writing, even allows me to create some videos, all of which that I am plugging away at as diligently as possible. And so, if you're looking to see a little bit more inspiration to help you hashtag live enlightened and spiritual as fuck, check out my blog, Enlightened with Mel on Substack. And one more amazing thing you guys should know about, and this is where we need a drum roll, please. Brrr, where are you? Let's bring it up full screen. Okay, hold on. Technology. Press F. Let's see. That's not working. Here we go. Minimize this one. The full screen. Here we go. Yes, finally technology worked. Yes, 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 yes. Exciting news. This is my most favorite time of the year because it is now time for another Awaken Expo. That is the Awaken Holistic Expo, Saturday and Sunday, March 22nd through 23rd at the Plymouth Meeting Mall. This is where you will have access to the most amazing readers, healers, crystal vendors, jewelry vendors, witches, and warlocks, all the most amazing holistic practitioners you could imagine will be in one place, the Plymouth Meeting Mall, Saturday and Sunday, March 22nd to 23rd. And I invite you all to come and visit with us, get a reading, grab some food, hang out with us, have tons of conversations, because it's going to be a spectacular weekend. And yes, I will be there, and you can definitely connect with me there, and we will have a wonderful time. So, moving right along for our insight and guidance for the week, we're going to move on to my cards, the affirmators. It's a bunny on a unicorn. How can that not make you smile? So, bearing in mind everything that's happening right now as we are stepping into spring, as we're stepping into a period of rebirth, the general message that I'm receiving is take it easy, take it easy, take it easy. When you think about plants and you think about how they have been, dormant for a long period of time, since pretty much what, November, plants have been dormant, and now they are starting to emerge. Now they're starting to grow. And just like you, I am starting to emerge and grow again in preparation for spring. So, the general consensus from my spirit guides is saying, take it easy. Make sure you're resting. Make sure you're eating good food. Make sure you're getting fresh air, clean water, because the growing period is not a simple task. There are a lot of functions that happen in this time of our lives, and we need to honor ourselves, honor our energy levels, because we want to grow up strong, right? We want to grow into spring feeling vital, feeling hardy and robust. So let's see what the affirmators want to say. In addition to that, divine timing. So this card is saying that you do not have to worry about anything, because everything is happening in divine timing. Now, whether or not you believe in like divinity, a god, a goddess, Jesus, Buddha, God, Hecate, Kale, Pele, Allah, it doesn't matter, Yahweh, what you believe in. There's even a cosmic timing, right? So it doesn't have to be a religious concept, the idea of timing, right? But everything is happening exactly the way it needs to. And so let's read what the affirmators have to say about this, okay? And yes, oops, that was stupid. Let's pull this up so you can put your questions and comments in the chat box. Let's see what the affirmators are saying about divine timing. Everything is timing, and timing is everything. Gladly, I release my concern over timing and let things happen when and as they will. I trust that divine schedule makers know what they're doing. It can take a long time to reach divine middle management. So, I wrote a post about choosing your delusion in my blog. And whether you think it's a way of life, whether or not you believe in a power greater than yourself, there is something out there keeping this shit show moving and grooving. I mean, what's keeping the orbits, still circulating? Gravity? That's still divine. That's still something that is beyond our scope of really truly grasping. And so it can be gravity, it can be science, whatever you're thinking of, that can be a higher power. That could be considered the forces that are running everything in our sphere. And so to trust that when things come to us, they're coming to us in the most perfect timing available, right? They cannot come sooner, they cannot come later. They're there in the most perfect timing. And so when we trust that there is a cosmic timing or divine timing, then we can step back a little bit and stop worrying about the logistics and putting more of our effort into the showing up and how we show up, and with what type of energy, what type of attitude, what type of hopes and dreams we're bringing into the equation. This is really another word, another way of saying, like the first message that the cards were, that spirit was telling me, to take it easy. All right. There's a saying that when you make plans, God laughs. All right. When you make plans, the universe laughs. We can definitely have goals, hopes, dreams, but we have to make them into a loose framework and allow all the pieces to fall together to make those hopes and dreams manifest in a way that allows us to really focus on our part of the equation, which is our attitude, our demeanor, our mindset, our belief systems, our energy levels, our bodies, our hearts, our minds, our spirits. So take it easy, trust, just trust just a little bit that divine timing has got your back. So you don't have to worry about that. Just worry about yourself and showing up as your best self as best as you can. So that is our affirmator for the day, move or for the week actually. So actually, here we go. You are being tasked to see how everything is working out just perfectly. And especially when you don't think it's working out perfectly, you are challenged at this point to consider how the thing that worked out not so great is actually the best thing that could have ever happened. So, that's a little bit of homework for you today. See if that thing you thought was really crappy is actually that thing that's working out for you and towards your highest and greatest good. Moving right along into my friends, my colleagues, the oracle cards. We have the African goddesses, ascended masters, messages from heaven, and as well as the fairies. These are all the cards I use in a reading. So again, be sure to check me out at the Awaken Expo, March 22nd and 23rd at the Plymouth Meeting Mall in Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania. That's this coming Saturday and Sunday. And so the next card is the truth. 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 So, what the hell does divine timing have to do with the truth? Well, this is it. The more we come into our truth, because the truth is subjective, it shifts, it changes, it ebbs and flows with each person and with each situation. Okay. So we have to understand that our truth, as much as we can understand it, is the right truth for us right now. Okay. There's nothing we can't know what we don't know. And so when we are introduced to new information, it is not our job to weaponize the fact that we didn't know this new information in the past, right? And it's easy to do when we play Monday morning quarterback, when we're looking back at our lives and our experience and say, oh man, I didn't know that then, and that's why this happened, and then turn ourselves into these awful people because we didn't know what we didn't know. The truth is being revealed to you, to all of us, in divine timing. I can think of many situations in which we may have had an idea of the truth, but then that idea may have changed, like maybe in the election. Universe says that they only give us as much truth as we are capable of handling. They will not bring us truth that is beyond our comprehension. That translates into the universe is not trying to break your brain, okay? The universe is trying to help you be the best and greatest version of yourself. So it's going to give you truths, it's going to give you inspiration that is complementary to your body, mind, and spirit. And then a little bit over that, so it can challenge you to expand your body, mind, and spirit. And so, as we are stepping into this week and we are realizing that perhaps things are not the way we thought they would be, we need to remain flexible and understand that this is just another version of the truth, and to accept that version of the truth, play with it, roll it around in your hands and see if it works for you. If it works for you, then you can keep it. If it doesn't work for you, you want to explore that and then decide to keep it or discard it. Either way, no one else can tell you your truth. The most vital thing for all of us to do in our lifetime is to be open to the truth as it shows up for ourselves, and trust that whatever truth someone else has is perfect and fine for them, and whatever truth we have is perfect and fine for us. We cannot, we cannot make our truth somebody else's truth. That is a very personal process, and we must allow everyone to have their process. Moving right along. Oh, here they go. They're saying, hey, and that process is divine timing. So I think of parents, right? Where you might have children and you want them to understand something and they're just not getting it. That is when parents oftentimes have to trust that with divine timing, their kids are going to get the truth. They're going to get the message in the correct timing, because this divine timing has been keeping this shit show running, right? The sun still rises and it still sets. You know, we still manage to make it to our beds and get up for work every day. We can trust that the truth, the inspiration that we need, is going to show up in the perfect, most precious way possible. And we just have to focus again on keeping ourselves malleable, right? And how we show up for the world as we receive our truth. And then here we go. We have Ericura blossoming, and that was the message that was channeled before. Take it easy, because you're blossoming, you're growing, okay? Every single one of us, especially in the wintertime. We took it down, right? We burrowed underground. We ate more food. We gave ourselves sustenance and nourishment. It was darker. We could rest more. And now, as the weather's shifting, we are starting to blossom again. We are poking up through the ground. Little green shoots are showing up. And that is divine timing. So continue to rest, continue to take sustenance. And just because you're not this big, radiant flower right now, that is okay. The flower, your petals are going to show up in divine timing. This is the time in your blossoming for you to start examining your truths. This is the time for you to start taking in more truth, staying flexible with whether or not the truth you have already adopted still works for you, right? And if it does, you can keep it, maybe modify it. And if it doesn't, you can gently discard it. But this is the blossoming period. Blossoming also means um, excreting waste, right? Getting rid of things. So when we want flowers to grow, right, especially if we want nice big petals, we have to do something called pruning. Right. And so everything that grows off of a stalk takes energy. And so in this blossoming process, we might notice that another little bud is growing on the side, right? That bud is taking up energy. So maybe we clip that bud off so the energy can go straight to the petal that we want to grow. And that's what we're doing, right? We are, when we are examining our truths, when we are seeing what works for us, what doesn't work for us, and when we are trusting that everything's working in divine timing, we are gently pruning ourselves. We're giving ourselves fertilizer. We're giving ourselves sunlight, and we're being gentle because we're in a blossoming process. Okay. No matter how hard you try, you cannot make something grow faster than it already is growing, right? You can give it more food and it will help support its growth, but it's going to show up the way it shows up. For all of us gardeners out there, if we've planted bulbs for the springtime, you can kind of predict or hope to predict when these bulbs are going to grow up, going to sprout into flowers, but you really can't. It's all going to happen in divine timing. And then here we go again. Our next card is inner child. So do not be afraid. If you're noticing in this blossoming process, in this process of identifying a truth, pruning your branches, pruning your leaves as you're blossoming, so you can put more energy towards your blossoming. And in divine timing, if your inner child is getting triggered, yes, you will be triggered. Growing is not an easy or simple process. It doesn't need our we don't need to hover over ourselves or each other while we grow, but you will encounter things that are going to cause a stir. And so this is when our truth comes in, and this is where we allow divine timing to allow whatever's triggering us to really be something to provide a lot of information about where we are, how we're doing things, and what our hopes and dreams are going to look like in the days and weeks to come. So, when you notice in this process that your inner child is showing up, this blossoming process, that you're being triggered more and more, do not fret. It is your inner child. And so, this is also saying that you need to nurture yourself through the blossoming process, right? We are all trying to hold it together. We're all trying to be as responsible and as boss as we can. And there's sometimes when we just have to stop and nurture our inner child, our inner children. That's vital to the blossoming process. And when we nurture our inner child, a new truth is revealed in how we can be, how we can treat ourselves, and how we can treat others. So do not shy away from this process. Trust that it is a truthful process that is designed to make you the highest, best version of yourself, and that it is all happening with divine cosmic timing. Okay, moving right along, we have see other people's point of view. So, in this process, this is letting us know that as we blossom, as we are invited to learn more truths about ourselves and the world we live in, we're going to be triggered, right? Things are going to show up, and we're going to have to be very nurturing to ourselves. We're going to have to take all that information and examine how to transmute that into our highest, greatest good. We also need to trust that it's all happening for in the correct timing, in divine timing and cosmic timing. But we also have to see other people's point of view, okay? A flower, a seed does not grow in a vacuum, right? It needs the input from the soil. It needs the input from the water. It needs the input from the air. It needs the input from the sun. We are all growing, but we need input from all the things, all the media that surrounds us. And I don't mean media, I mean like media like clay, water, all the mediums in which we find ourselves planted, right? So, we want people to consider that if you're hearing something from somebody and it maybe triggers you a bit, that maybe it's their version of the truth, to see how it maybe works or doesn't work with your version of the truth, and apply that to your blossoming process. Apply it to your growing process. Because if you're hearing it, then perhaps it's divine timing that you're doing so. Perhaps this is a message that is timely for you and your process. We want you to consider other people's point of views, right? Because we do not live in a vacuum. We are constantly taking in stimuli from everything that surrounds us. And the stimuli is here for our highest and greatest good. It is all food to feed us, right? Can you imagine if we were just surrounded by darkness? What would we use to grow? I mean, how would we be sustained? No, we would wither away if we didn't have input, if we didn't have nutrients, if we didn't have sustenance from the ground we walk on, from the air we breathe, from the sunlight we experience. No, everything is showing up to help us blossom. And so this time period is requiring that we take it easy, know that this growing time period requires compassion, nurturing, experimentation, right? Because you're going to entertain other people's point of views. You're going to see what truth works for you and what truth doesn't work for you. It takes a lot of kindness, right? So be kind to yourself and be kind to others as well, because growing is not easy. It is something that will never end. Growing never, ever, ever, ever ends. It doesn't even end when we die, right? And so it's time for a message from heaven, okay? Death is not a thing. Energy cannot be energy cannot be created or destroyed. It is only transformed, right? And so I'm growing as Melanie in this energy, and then when this body expires, the energy that is Melanie, the energy you feel through the screen is going to grow and go somewhere else and do something else, right? And that is the same thing for each and every one of us who have had an opportunity to be a human, right? So that is why I love giving messages from heaven, because we have to remind ourselves that this is not it, right? We are here on earth to learn as much as we can, so our energy bodies has learns the lessons and has the groundwork and the foundations to learn more, to learn all the things that are capable in this world, right? So it's kind of like, all right, while you're on this earth, you may not believe in aliens, but then when you die and you're an energy being, then you're there with the aliens, right? It's kind of like that in the most simplistic, reductive way I could think of it. So, moving right along, we are going to pull a card from heaven, right? And so, I'm here helping you. Now, I do feel like this is definitely reaching out to some people in particular, people who have experienced loss. They really need to understand that they're those they have loved and known who have left this earth. Although they have left physical form, in energetic form they are capable of doing absolutely anything and everything, and they are having a friggin' blast. They're having a blast. And not only are they there learning, about physics and science and magic and people, up in their classrooms in heaven, right? Not only are they chilling with Miles Davis, playing instruments they didn't get a chance to play while they were alive, they are also here helping you, right? The people that we have loved and that we have known never leave us, and not in some pervy way. No, they are here with us and they are helping us. And all we have to do is think about them. All we have to do is to open our mind, perhaps consider another person's point of view, and see how the things in our life remind us of them. And then wonder, is this a coincidence or is this divine timing? The people, the energies that we have connected with in this lifetime are helping us navigate this crazy place called life. They really, really are, because now they have a bird's eye view. There is so much that they know now that they didn't know then, and they are informing us. Now, bear in mind, they are not interrupting our learning process. There's some shit you're going to have to figure out for yourself. That is just the way it is, okay? But they are there giving you input and insight the best way they can, in allowance, in accordance to the laws of the physical world and the energetic world. And so if they are here helping you, right, that means you're never freaking alone. Never, ever, 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 ever alone. That's a tough one to grapple, to hold on to for most people, but I'm going to say that it is divine timing that is bringing this message to you, that it is important for you to consider another person's point of view, that this is probably triggering your inner child, because you're like, wait a minute, I thought I was alone when nobody was there. And you're really, really never alone. You are being introduced to a new truth. Yes, you are. And this new truth, that you are never alone and that your energy friends and family are here helping you, is here to help you blossom and grow to the highest, best version of who you can be, right? They're literally helping you live enlightened and spiritual as fuck. So, it's been wonderful connecting with you all today. And I really hope that I see some of you at the Awaken Expo. I'm going to pull that one up again. The Awaken Expo. That is this coming Saturday and Sunday, March 23rd and 24th, 22nd and 23rd. Okay, come on, go big. These things never work out the way I want to. Here we go. Press F. It's not happening. Here we go. Burp, burp. Oh, come on now. Image. Exit school screen. Okay, well, there it is. I'll make sure I post it somewhere later. the Awaken Expo. You should see it on my feed. You can see my Facebook and Instagram. TikTok and YouTube is Enlightened Spirit. That is INLIGHTENED Spirit, SPIRIT. You can also find me as Mel Thompson. There we go. This is the Awaken Holistic Expo in the Plymouth Meeting Mall. It is Saturday and Sunday, March 22nd to 23rd. Please come and visit me, get a reading, come say hi, connect with other like minded, spiritual, wonderful, energetic beings. It's actually my favorite time of year. I really feel a lot of growth in that time period, and I know you will as well. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for partying, and continue to hashtag live enlightened and spiritual as fuck. And I will see you on the flip of the flop. Yeah, the flip flop. Bye.